paused. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so recording is happening now. Kapil, welcome to this session. We would like to have a quick bit of your professional and maybe educational introduction, and then we'll switch to our questions and drawings. Over to you, Kapil.
Super. Thank you so much, Piyush, for inviting me here. So, hi everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Kapil Bhojani, and I work as a sales head for a logistics company called Crane Worldwide Logistics. It's an American company. We are more into freight forwarding and international supply chain management. So, I head sales for them. I've been in the industry, in the same industry for about 22 years. I've worked in companies like DHL and some Indian forwarders. So yeah, my forte is sales and logistics. That's where I come from. My educational background: I am a commerce graduate. Then I've done my MBA in marketing from Somaya College of Management Studies and Research, and I've done a supply chain management diploma from IIM Calcutta. So that's my education background, and here I am. I also proudly, and if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I proudly now have added one more skill to my professional career. That is, I call myself a visual thinker. That's a term that has been added in the last 3 years, thanks to Piyush. So yeah, so I am a passionate logistics salesperson and a visual thinker and a music enthusiast and a movie buff. So that's
Wow.
me in a nutshell.
Okay, cool. I'm sharing my screen, Kapil, to actually show some of your sketch notes and also your LinkedIn profile. So people who want to connect with you can connect. I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if you all can see my screen. I will also
Yep.
log in from my iPad. 1 second. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me first show you some of the sketch notes which Kapil have made, and we have been lucky that Kapil has shared with us to be published on our website. By the way, all of you can also be a part of our sketch note community and get published your sketch notes on our site. So this is what he wrote on leader without title. So these are the sketch notes, and he has also contributed with the blog. You can all read it on VisualThinkingSchool.eu/blogs, and then you can go on all these blogs. Similarly, these are also some of his sketch-noted blogs on productivity, tips to enhance productivity. Some of these are here. 6 thinking hacks, which is one of my favorite brainstorming techniques as well, and he has explained this in the form of a sketch note. Yeah. So I think we already have 7 to 8 sketch notes of Kapil published on our site. New Age Selling. So who is a fabulous salesperson? So I'm pretty sure you might have made it for your team or something. We'll get to hear the story. And if you want to visit Kapil's LinkedIn profile, then you go to LinkedIn and I am sharing on. I'll search Kapil Bhojani and you will see his profile here. I'm just copying and pasting it in our Zoom chat as well, so you can see. Oh, wait, this is the profile and Kapil's LinkedIn. Here is Kapil's LinkedIn. I'm just sharing the quick link of one of the blogs as well, so that you can navigate the blogs. Yeah, so this was about quick introduction of Kapil. I'm stopping my screen share. Kapil, you can share your screen and then let's see.
Sure, bring it.
You can share your iPad screen. So Kapil, before we actually switch on drawing, I would like to know, like, I understand your when you attended the workshop, and then after that, there was a phase when you started making metaphors. You were making metaphors, small metaphors on just anything which was coming in your mind, and then it also took shape of sketch quotes. You were writing small quotes. So we would like to see your journey. If you still have those drawings on your iPad, do you have those drawings on your iPad?
Yeah, of course.
Share your iPad, and we would like to see like how it all started and how it all progressed to making full-fledged sketch note. And then I would like to ask you, like, what came to your mind? How did you see that? How can I use it at my work, especially with my around my team, or maybe for yourself as well? Share your iPad, and we'd love to see.
So I'm just pulling out that folder first.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I have got these a lot of frames which I plan to make sketch notes and put it on the frame. So that's why these are empty here in my room. I will be drawing some sketch quotes or sketch metaphors and then putting it on the frames.
Okay. I can see the screen is visible.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay. So yeah, so I said, the journey started during COVID. I came across your workshop through a colleague of mine. I was working in DHL that time, and one of my colleagues had posted the standard LinkedIn profile, or the LinkedIn messages that you normally ask us to do, post
Yeah.
our work in LinkedIn, and I saw it. I was immediately impressed on how it worked. So I connected with that colleague, and luckily there was a workshop coming up very soon, and I signed up for it. And I think that was one of the best decisions that I made. I was one of the guys that come to your workshop with a blank slate, saying that they don't know how to draw. I have never been able to draw. My school projects used to be done by my mom or my cousins. Never used to draw. But yeah,
Oh,
something probably I didn't know the basics that time, and
yeah.
how easy it is to look at it. And once I got it, there was no stopping. So these are I used
These are the drawings from the workshop, huh?
in the
Actually,
workshop. This is day
day one
one,
of yours. Wow.
the basics.
Yeah, and people who have attended my workshop, they all remember these things, huh? Drawing, geometry, doctor, and whatnot.
Yeah, so this was the guy who had attended. I hope he remembers himself when he sees
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So then I kept exploring, adding colors. Of course, I used
Yeah,
to add many colors. My sometimes my sketch quotes or sketch notes used to look like rainbows, which Piyush has guided me a lot not to
yeah,
do that. Yeah, but this is some of the earlier drawings, and if you see, keeps on getting a little better. Of course, with practice.
yeah.
These are the 2-day workshop. It is in that time I used to use an app called Good Notes.
Good
So it
notes,
was
yeah. Good notes is
simpler. It was
also,
basically a note-taking app, and
yeah.
then I started doing more
I,
of stuff like adding
wow.
things for work. So now this was my thought process was during COVID. It was just working day and night.
Wow. Day and
There was
night.
no work-life balance during COVID. So it was, yeah, this
I am
is
observing one thing, Kapil, in your drawings, by default, I see that you are taking a lot of risks to draw it from a very difficult angle as well. I'm saying difficult, it's a fabulous angle, but it's very difficult to draw because it needs perspective, which means, which also means that even though you assumed that you cannot draw, it was already in you. So the perspective building was already in you. That's what I always keep on saying in my workshops, that it is very unfortunate that our drawing teachers have always taught drawing in the form of art, and they never told that drawing was a way of communication. Even though it was already in you, I can see that these are top view of the map and the windows. It's very difficult to draw. So kudos to you that you are able to imagine in these difficult angles.
yeah. Thank you so much, Piyush. So this is how it's. I used to pick up something like, say, this is the poster of Friends, which I wanted
Mm,
to recreate as doodles.
mm.
So I was trying to do that. So anything that came to my mind, and of course it started getting better
So
with
these
practice.
are
So this was
these
one
are
of my
sketch
first
quotes
sketch
now.
notes.
These are
Uh,
sketch quotes now. Yeah.
so these are all quotes. This was my first sketch note, where this was the
Sketch.
uh, one of the earlier book that I was reading that time. Seven. Everybody has of course read the book.
Mm,
7 Habits of Highly Influential or Effective People, and this is my first ever sketch quote, sketch note
mm.
rather. So that's the beginning, and so this was one on Parkinson's law that I had envisioned.
I think, Kapil, you have made much more than what you have shared in the group, huh? I somehow don't remember these ones.
Yeah.
Uh,
Effectively, I
Wow.
have got over 400 sketch notes and quotes in my library now.
400. My God. I am putting this on record, folks. And now I can officially say that my students have made much more sketch notes or sketch codes than what I have made ever. I don't know if it's bad or good on my part, but then this is what it is. I think you guys have made much more than what I have made ever.
No,
Okay,
this
go
is
on.
this is my favorite doodle. Anytime I'm just sitting idle, I'm in a meeting and talking and to anybody on the phone. This is the
Hmm.
first thing that I make. A
Hmm.
man holding an idea because this is something that keeps me motivated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so a lot of things. I had a lot of ideas that time, which I was not able to probably put it on paper or put it anywhere where I could visualize it. But
Hmm.
getting to know these basics and so working around with doodles and some basic structures that you have explained, I've been able to do a lot of things, a lot of memes that I wanted to make myself that I have done. And in
Yeah.
fact, there is one thing that I would like to share. This is something that my family and friends are really excited about. Every time we go on a trip, it ends with
Hmm.
something like this.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Sketch noted trip summary.
Yes, every time. Now, so now if I don't send it across, I get messages. Why haven't you sent it again? So this
Nice.
is some trip that I had taken recently, and
Kapil, I want to motivate you on doing one thing. And if you can do it today itself, and I just want to motivate you, because you are making, I can see a cool structure in your sketch notes. You
Mhm.
can make reels as well. And maybe I have to push it more myself to make reels on these sketch notes. Many of our sketch noters think that we can just draw and how to make reels. A fabulous idea is, I'm just taking 1 minute, make an arrangement. I'm on my other desk. Otherwise, this is my wife's desk, by the way, which I'm using. But on my desk, I have a L kind of a arrangement in which I keep my camera on the top, right?
Yeah.
And after keeping the camera, what you can do is open your iPad on your desktop. I mean, on your desk, for example, put your iPad here,
Mhm.
and after you have drawn your sketch note, then just explain that, hey, this is what is happening, this is what is happening. It is not recorded right now. I mean, press the recording button. Even if you are speaking something, we will filter out the audio, but just keep on circling that, hey, this is the first point, this is the second point, this is the third point. Don't draw on the spot, but you have already drawn it. You are just recording. Put that recording on Instagram Reels, and then press on voice note. So then you can now, once you see your video being recorded after you have pointed out 1, 2, 3, 4 pointers, then you can add your voice to that. That's how the reels are made. Many people have asked me that, Piyush, I cannot make reels while I'm drawing because drawing does take a little more time than just speaking. I'll make it, and then I think you have made once. This one.
Yeah, I was just saying, I just airdropped one. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear a sound. Can
We
you?
can hear your sound.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yeah, like this.
This is
Uh,
so fun. तो अच्छा लग रहा है.
yeah. Sketch noted song.
Yeah. So this was one of the workshop that you had taken,
Yeah.
and we had used it. So this is my visual thinking folder. If you can see,
Yeah.
it's about
Nice.
368 that I've been able to sort, but I've got many more. So yeah, that's my. We take out the other pictures. Yeah, there are some crazy pictures out here.
How are you using it now, Kapil? Like, is it still in your personal mind space, or are you able to use it with your team as well somehow? I mean, I don't know. You can share.
Yeah. So what I do is I regularly make things related to my business. I'm a salesperson. I'm a hardcore salesperson. So I use a lot of options. Where is my video? Just a second. Hold on. Yeah. So I make a lot of management related stuff like the one that we saw in the blogs.
Hmm.
Like there's this one where I have portrayed a 21st century manager.
Hmm.
So how does a 21st century manager operate? So
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
something that I have created and I share it with the team officially and unofficially. We have got a WhatsApp group So I
Okay.
keep doing that to motivate. In my tenure, I have trained a lot of management trainees that come into the organization, and they have really liked this kind of session where I explain them, I take them through visuals. So
Yeah.
this has really helped me a lot in terms of getting my message across in a colorful way, in a subtle way, in a fun way.
Yeah.
And the new generation has accepted it better than the earlier ones. But yes, it's got a universal appeal. So
Yeah.
that's how I use it, and that is what has helped me. So it's something on leadership that I keep guiding people. So
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, man. Ask us.
Yeah, my question is like once you make the sketch notes, how do you use it? I mean, how do you project it? Do you make a PowerPoint PPT or how is it included in your training?
it's a mix and match. I use it as a PowerPoint, or I just use it on WhatsApp. I send it across to them, or on my screen. I just have this screen open, and then I take them through it. So it doesn't necessarily has to be a part of a PowerPoint. It can be a single screen, because this by itself is the entire slide or entire PowerPoint presentation. Rather than having 4 slides, just
See, why I was asking is because, for example, now in this particular image of leadership, all the 4 points are visible at the same time, whereas you would like to explain one at a time, right?
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. As I said, once it is ready, we can use it the way we want it. So it's a mix and match. If you would ask me, there is no one size fits all. It's how I want to send the message across.
I have.
So
I'd
I
like
can
to
add
add here,
Yes, Neil.
as Piyush had mentioned in one of his workshops, I think the Mumbai workshop that I last attended, he said that the sketchnote is an aid. You are the hero of your presentation. So all the 4 pointers may be there, and you may utilize that time to speak about one at a time, but you are the person who's taken charge of what you're presenting. So
Yeah.
maybe, doing it in that with
I
that
have.
perspective could help.
I can add
Yeah.
a little few points here, Amay. So there are two versions. One is maybe you don't have an opportunity to live train. So you, let's say the environment is such that you only have to present a PowerPoint. In that cases, what you can do is flash, for example, a full sketch note what Kapil has made. And now in your PowerPoint, I always make presentation on Canva, by the way. And I think the world will very soon shift to Canva kind of presentations. It's nothing different than PowerPoint, just that Canva has more hand-drawn stuff, and soon we'll be launching our templates as well, and then you will see. But what I mean to say is put patches on each drawing. And now open the patches like 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So only when you are explaining point number 1 is the patch opened from point number 1. And then the point number 2 patch
Thank you
open.
so much.
Yeah, Aman. And what Sneha was saying was when you have an opportunity to live draw, let's say you have a board in front of you, in that you should keep your 70% drawings done on the board. And then there also you can put patches. Let's say you can, if you have a big whiteboard, then you can put A4 sheets, one patch, one patch, one patch, all A4 sheets, maybe stick it with a sellotape or something. Or if you have a small board, then you can use post-its. So even then you can add, I completely understand that a big part of the presentation is opening a climax, and you don't want to open all the pointers at once. Then the audience knows everything, at once. So hiding it using patches makes a lot of sense. Keep your 70% drawings drawn, and then complete only 30% of drawings, the main part of your metaphor, for example. So let's say you can focus, Kapil, can you open one of the metaphors, for example? One of the sketch note, any one of the sketch, sorry, complete sketch note. Open a sketch note.
just
So I see that I have trained how to draw and make sketch notes, but I know I still have to train more on how to use these sketch notes. So let's see, let's say I'm picking up deadlines. So now let's say Kapil has to explain things on deadlines. So he will be opening that patch. And what you can do, Kapil, is, I mean, I'm talking about the real presentations, draw that person and then draw, let's say, even the circle. So 70%, so the full person is made and the circle is made. But
correct.
when you are explaining the deadline point, then just draw the needles of the clock, because without drawing the needles, people cannot guess what is that object. As soon as you draw the needles, the most important point of the drawing, open that as a climax for every patch. So that's how a sketch note presentation is done. Similarly for coffee, let's say Kapil wants to say that coffee is very important for boosting creativity. Then just that person is made, and his hand is made and the coffee mug is not made. And then the coffee mug can be made in front of the audience. So that's the climax. You have to gauge in your mind that what is the climax of this metaphor, which needs to be opened in front of the audience, and without which audience cannot understand what is this.
Wow, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kapil, continue.
Thanks
were
for
showing
this.
the
That
Sketchnotes.
will really help.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
people who know me by now, it's always coffee. Most
Yeah.
my hero of my sketch notes are coffee most of the
Yeah.
time. So
I
from
think
my batch would
you
really
also
respect
call them
that.
as coffee with Kapil, right? KOF. Coffee with Kapil. Okay, so let's draw as well, Kapil, something. I Before we start drawing, one last question: how do you uh, collate your content in your mind? Like, are you reading something, or these are the pointers that come to your mind naturally, or these are from the book, let's say, or an article or a newspaper which you have read? How do you collate the content? What's that process?
So the first thing right now, anything that I do and see now, I think it's come by practice.
Mm-hmm.
I can immediately form visuals now.
Mm.
So most of the metaphors that we have done over time, I think we, as this workshops that we do in the practice session, we must have done hundreds of metaphors by now, hundreds of metaphors which we have visualized already. So now, whenever I look at something, it
Mm.
automatically comes to mind, and we can tweak it a bit and make it more applicable to that particular thought. So whenever I read something and I come across a good article, so I first thing is that I start looking at it from a visual point of view. How can I make it into a sketch note? And
Yeah.
immediately that comes to my mind, I open my notes, record it. I also try and record in a way that how am I going to visualize it? Because otherwise, by the time I reach home and I have access to my iPad, it
Mm.
goes up. Creativity is very, it's just it pops away
Vanishes. Yeah.
if you miss it that time. So
So
I
maybe.
keep notes whenever I come across something which I want to visualize. I do a lot of reading. I do, and anything that especially comes to mind, something like a quote that has come in. There's something that I just came across one day morning. I just saw I have the Sadhguru app, and this
Mm.
was uh, thought process that a thought that he had put in as a daily quote. So
Mm.
immediately thought about it. I made some notes that how am I going to present it.
Mm.
When I was back in front of my iPad, I could make it easily. So first thing just comes to my mind now easily because of practice.
Mm.
Done a lot of practice, and I keep doing that even when I'm now it is no more scribbling on my notepad when I am bored.
Yeah.
I doodle. I make figures doing something. Nothing. There's nothing. I just make somebody jumping around, sitting on a rocket, do something
Yeah.
like that. It really helps me being focused now.
To
So yeah. So that
summarize this point, and especially for those who are attending probably for the first time this kind of a session, um, what happens is after learning, let's compare it with English. So let's say right now I can see outside my window a car is moving. Now, people who read a lot and people who have good English or any language, already there is a phrase that people start making that, hey, like for example, I have a very basic English level, so I will say the car is moving. Probably some will say it in a very creative way, that hey, the car was flying. So that's what happens when you keep practicing this. You make your visual vocabulary. So as soon as you see, let's say, a mom helping her kid, you can see in the garden a mom helping her kid, you already, your brain will say, oh, if there is an opportunity, I will be drawing something like this on this. This is how you keep creating your visual vocabulary. And that's what happened when you are attending a live conference or a live meeting. Your vocabulary is already developed, so on the spot you don't have to think too much. You already know that I'm going to draw. Drawing is the easiest part of the skill. The main part is the thinking part, and that's why the whole cloud is called visual thinking. Drawing is the easiest one, and I'm pretty sure people who don't know this, they think the drawing is the most difficult part. But once you attend the workshop, you know that drawing was the easiest part. Thinking is the most difficult part. Okay. One thing which I also tell about my workshop is that I always use the basic apps, the notes and all. Kapil is using Procreate. I think Kapil got introduced to Procreate and he has accepted Procreate as well. Am I right, Kapil?
yes.
Okay, so let's draw. Kapil, what will you draw for us? And we would love to see how you are using Procreate. Maybe this is an opportunity for many of us to learn Procreate as well as a software. Procreate, by the way, is one of the best softwares for the drawing. I would not say drawing. Drawing is only 10% of what Procreate can do. Procreate can do much more. So that's why I don't use Procreate too much, because it is hardcore made for graphic designers making comic books and all those big level graphics. Just drawing you don't need, but if you have Procreate, and Procreate is pretty cheap as well, it's $10 for a lifetime. So not a big deal. If you can learn it, then of course you can do much more in Procreate. So let's see how Kapil uses Procreate.
So we'll create a small sketch note that I had done for my sales team. So
Mhm.
it shows the KRS for a salesperson or a life cycle of a sales deal. That you can put it that way.
Okay.
So so people who have used Procreate know how the tools work, but those who don't, Procreate works with layers, which really helps me. So if I create something and I put a layer around it, I can reuse that layer in different sketches, or you can move around it. It becomes a little simpler. So that's why I generally used to prefer this.
Okay.
So let's start with the first stage. So first of all, we'll have for a sketch note, what I have seen is if there is a story going on, there should be a central character. For in this case, my central character here is sorry, I just
So in Procreate, you can choose your brushes as well.
lovely
And
brushes. Lovely.
yeah. So what is your brush? Maybe we can just learn.
I use the calligraphy. This is one brush that I have modified a bit. I can modify it in the way that I want it. So I've used the basic calligraphy pen, and I have modified it in terms of the thickness so that I can use it. And this one is the marker. These are my two basic pens that I use. And there are others which I use to create some effects. Sometimes if it needs, if I want to go a little overboard, then I use the watercolors or the cloud effect or the star effect and stuff like that. It's lovely if you explore it.
Yeah.
So here you go. That's me. That's the central character. The sales guy, of course. And again, a metaphor that we have commonly used. He's the guy who is money, money, money.
Nice.
Revenue generator for the organization. And that's what the salespeople are. So that's us. That's the salespeople. That's the sales person. So let's say the first important task of a salesperson is going to. I'll keep the tie common so that he is around there. The first first task of a salesperson is to profile his customers well, to identify who are going to be his customers.
Customer profiling.
How do I identify out of the bunch? I will select a different color here. Let's say I'll put yellow here. So I have identified out of everyone. These are my 4 customers. That's how I have focused on these 4, that these are going to be my profile customers. And like I said, it works in a layer. So if I want to now, let's say I've made it a little large, that's where the iPad helps me. If I do the same thing on paper, it takes me a longer time. So that is why I prefer digital drawings. So yeah, that's my first part. I've done my profiling bit. The next part that I need to do is, let's say, create a different layer here so that I can move it later on. Sorry for this.
Folks, observe here that naturally, when you make a sketch note, you first of all also have to decide your space management. Just want to say that Kapil here has naturally used a radial kind of a format. I can see that he has made the subject in the center, and then the modalities of that subject is going around it. Am I right, Kapil?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's where, in the starting phase, you will need to understand that what kind of space management you make. But as you progress, it becomes so natural that you don't even, consciously think about it.
So here we have identified a customer. So we're going to establish a contact with him, and the best contact here is for a handshake. We are shaking hands with that customer here. sorry, I'm drawing it a little fast, so please excuse. And of course, like we said, if we understand 60% of this, I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now what we're going to do is, now since we have identified the customer, now initially I had prospected it yellow just to keep it with the theme. My customer will always be in yellow. So that helps me with my coloring too. So I know that every time I say yellow in my Sketchnote, my customer is going to be yellow.
In
Generally,
the world, this is called visual bucketing, in which you are bucketing the characters.
I have a question here. If we have a customer, I mean, we are working on a prospective customer. So if in the end he becomes the real customer, you could probably color it out green.
yes.
Is that a okay thing to do? Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So in these cases, it is my personal choice, and I don't know. You can make your own, conscious choices as well. So when it comes to color, I would personally not change the color. But once he becomes the customer, right now, he is bald head. Once he becomes my customer, I'll put a crown on his head rather than changing the color. Color has a huge visual impact on your brain. So instead of changing the color, add some attributes to the change of the story, in the change of the story. So I would add a crown.
Thank you. Makes sense.
Okay. Once I have established my contact with my customer, what I need to do is, we need to align our expectations. I need to understand what the customer needs and whether I can provide him that kind of a service. So that's where my vision with the customer comes in. We share a common vision. It could be a roadmap, or it could be a final destination or a goal that we want to put in together. So that could be my vision with my customer. The important part here is this box where we are sharing the same vision, or we are sharing the same thoughts. So that's why I'm aligning the customer's requirement with my service profile.
Kapil,
So
I'm observing one thing. I am observing that you are fabulous at explaining while drawing as well. Which means if I just see the past 5 minutes, it's almost like a Zoom office call in which, let's say, you are explaining how my sales team should be. You are actually able to explain and draw simultaneously, which is fabulous. I need to learn this from you. It's not always easy to do this.
Thank you so much, Piyush. So that's something that I like to do, and that's where it shows.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks so much. Yeah. Coming to the next point is my pitch to the customer. So this is how I'm going to pitch it. We're going to, let's say, for pitching, this is a standard metaphor or a visual we have done a lot of times. Let's say I'm explaining to the customer, saying this is what I can do for him. Could have some pie charts here, or some bar diagrams here. So I'm pitching it to the customer. Sorry, I moved the customer a bit. This is like you said, this needs to be done well in advance. So you need to plan your spacing. So yeah, my type. So it's me. So this is my pitching. After my pitching, the next thing that a salesperson comes across, or the most difficult thing that he comes across, is handling the objections. So that's where I look at it metaphorically. My objections are nothing but my hurdles. And again, putting my childhood memory to it, we have seen this happening, or in Olympics, there is a hurdle jump.
Yeah.
So I keep, now this could be price, service, or anything else, any other objections. So all the objections I'm trying to hurdle I'm trying to come across obstacles or jump over those obstacles as a salesperson. And in the end, finally, I get my deal here, and this is where this would come in. Now, this is my customer, and I have been able to get him on board. He's a customer now. I've got a crown here. So that's what the other thing that I was talking about. Other than changing the colors, we give him a crown that now he is the customer, and I have won the customer. So, and the last part is it's not only about getting this customer one time. I also, it's a very important part for a salesperson to ensure that the customer is retained.
Yeah.
And how do I retain it? So there's a continuous process where I say I add value and the customer provides me with revenue.
Yeah.
So this is how
Brilliant.
the cycle
This
completes.
is brilliant.
Thank
Kapil,
you.
you would also want to show us in Procreate. You can. It has
Could you
already
just give us
recorded.
2 minutes to draw that, Piyush?
Yeah. Take 2 minutes.
He's been so fast, but then the idea was so beautiful. I stopped drawing altogether.
Thank you so much. Of
That's great.
course, yeah, I think I went too fast. Yes.
I belong to the
Yeah,
sales
but-
support, so I can completely get this whole thing. And I now wish that when I had joined the organization, there was someone who inducted me this way.
So actually, this is something that I use for the new salespeople, especially people who are new into sales altogether. We get a lot of management trainees who know everything. They know everything theoretically, but when it comes to some practical aspects, this is what helps them.
Yeah. Two inputs here, two inputs from my side. When you do these kind of presentations, how Kapil, I would like you to all imagine that Kapil was our boss and we were all his teammates. And imagine if our boss explains us on a Zoom call like this. Now, there are two impacts which is created in our brain. One is that the first impression is that no matter what kind of a person you are, you will always be perceived as more approachable. So Kapil will no longer be my bossy boss. I know that, hey, Kapil draws means I can just talk to Kapil casually. So this creates a sense of casual, of freedom, or open door kind of a feeling. The second one is, which is again and again I cannot get tired of speaking, that this will be the future, because now, what Kapil has explained gives me a perception that, hey, Kapil is speaking from his own brain and he is not showing a chat GPT based PowerPoint to me. Kapil could have easily made 7 slides out of this, right? 1 point each. Hey, customer segmentation, then customer meeting, customer pitching, all those boring slides which we are very used to seeing, right? 7 slides for each pointers. Imagine this being a presentation. This creates a perception of originality that, oh wow, Kapil is speaking actually from his experience and not just a chat GPT's PowerPoint. So these are the two very important points of giving these kind of presentations. Okay, Kapil, would you like to show us the drawing part? Sorry, not the drawing, but the video part. There is an automatic video which Procreates create. If you know, show us once if you maybe.
So it's okay. So now
I think it's one here. Yeah.
it's in video.
Yeah.
And Procreate has got this funda. It automatically creates a time-lapse replay of whatever you have drawn. So, of course, we had drawn this in a little haphazard manner, but if you draw it, if you want to really create a video, you draw it structure by structure. And then when you just click on this,
Play this.
yeah, it creates a time-lapse video of how you have drawn it. So it will also cover whatever I have deleted. But then that's how it is.
So this creates like a whiteboard video. Now, Kapil, again, I would also want you to, invest some time today. It is a Sunday. Do this. I'm explaining you. I want actually you to make a small 5-minute YouTube video on this. We would love to publish it on our channel. So do this. Take this video. So download this video, upload this in the video editor of your iPad. That's one of the best video editors, by the way.
Okay.
And slow down the speed because this time lapse is pretty fast.
10 seconds.
Increase the speed so that you get time to explain each and every point. In that video editor, increase the speed so that it becomes a 4-minute kind of a video, or let's say even a 2-minute video, whatever. And then iPad editor has that option of pressing the voice recording. So
Okay.
now, when the video is playing, seeing the video, try to voice record the explanation. That when you
Okay.
are drawing the centerpiece, say that, hey, let's see how you can, or maybe you can also complete the, it's okay. You could have also written one word around each pointer so that
Mhm.
one point is complete. But even now, while the video is playing, do a voiceover explaining each and every point as the story progresses. That becomes your explainer whiteboard video of the topic on how to be a fabulous salesperson, or jobs of a salesperson. I think you are showing the job of a salesperson.
Correct.
Try to make it. You will love it. This could add, I mean, this can open up a new chapter in how you make multiple contents from a single sketch note.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this. I will definitely work on this. So this is one of the fair sketches of what I have just shown. Of
With
course, this
colors,
took a
yeah.
lot of time to make. Yeah, this is how actually it went through.
So you are putting yellow as the customer color and blue is you. So blue is the
Blue
sales
is always me.
person.
It's been 3.5 years. Blue is me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have tried and established that within the community.
yeah.
Kapil is always in blue.
Yeah,
And is it like a Superman theme with a red tie?
Kind of, yeah. Salespeople are always Superman. Yeah,
Rocket
they
Sig.
have to be.
yeah, kind of rocket thing.
Yeah, rocket thing. So yeah, but blue and red has been my favorite colors. So right from the beginning, from my first sketch, whenever I wanted to portray myself, I have always used blue. So that's been a house color for me, and a coffee in my hand. So yeah, that's been me generally. In fact,
Any questions till now? Any questions? Let me read out some questions. How do you do for move the images? How to do for moving the images? Moving the images. What do you mean by moving the images, Paz? I like the crown and objection hurdle. Okay, nice. How can we make use of sketchnotes in iMovie? Yeah, iMovie is the app which I was talking about, story creation. Has anyone used it? I experimented for one customer and failed badly. Kumuda is saying. That's what I was explaining on iMovie. So draw it and then it's recorded and then voiceover on your presentations. Voiceover on that video. Maybe today I will make one. I want to try this as well. Kapil, one question. You said, well, when you get time, any time of the day, and you capture the thoughts and then execute it. When you are in front of iPad, question is, how do you capture the thoughts? You write down or record your voice. So how do you capture your thoughts, Kapil? What's your tool, or how do you do that? I can also share what I do.
basically anything where I can record, it's basically it's notes on my phone, or I WhatsApp it to myself,
Yeah.
explaining it. How would I want to do it? Because that time I got an idea, but probably
Yeah.
when I'm in front of my iPad, I would have missed it. So I have not recorded it as yet, but I write a note that what I'm going to do about
Yeah.
it. I'm going to share my
So,
phone screen, but I would have shown you that this is how I put in some ideas. This is the visual that I'm going to use, or this is how I'm going to draw this. And
yeah.
like Piyush has already said, drawing now has become easy for me because of practice. Now it is how am I going to portray it? What is something that I'm going to showcase? Which is the thing that I'm going to highlight, or the alignment or the structure is very important for the sketch note. So
Yeah.
Piyush, sorry, this is copied from you. I wanted to show this to you.
Don't
This
worry
is
about the copy. Copy is the first stage of learning.
I
so
have a
this is
related question.
Yeah, ask us.
So I have also a lot of ideas. So generally what I do is I write it on my mobile or any piece of paper I have handy at that time. And then what I do is I wanted to just verify whether this is the right approach or not. But what I do is, since I still have that perception in my mind. I actually don't draw that well. So I have to actually, when I use all those ideas, I sit down and try to draw those ideas. I Google out the related images in the sense, how would a person look like if he is angry? Because I don't know how I can depict it. So this is how I do it, and it takes a lot of time. So I don't know if this is the right approach. I do not know any other good approach to, um,
So
help
have you
me.
attended the workshop by any chance?
Yes, I had
So
last.
this will be your initial phase for sure, because you don't know how to draw many of your icons and many of your metaphors. So what you're doing is absolutely right. Keep going on Google and keep searching. Let's say you have to draw team performance. So just Google team performance doodle. I can tell you, if you do this 20 to 30 times, the 31st time you will automatically be drawing yourself. The second idea is that don't think that everything has an icon. Icon is a plan B. Icon is when somebody has discovered, for example, danger. Now, to show danger, some fellow must have drawn two bones and that skull, right? That's his definition. Your danger need not be that danger. My only request to you all of you is that make your own visual vocabularies. Danger cannot be or should not be or may not be just that skull danger. You draw your own danger. For you, the danger could be you falling off from a cliff, which is, for example, my biggest danger. I'm very fearful of heights. I will draw that danger. I do not need to align to somebody else's visual vocabulary. And it applies even to me. If I have drawn, let's say Kapil has drawn idea like a bulb in his hand, it may be his definition of creativity or idea generation, but your generation could be, I'm just thinking out loud, sitting on in the toilet. For me, that's also a place where I go super creative. I will actually draw me sitting on a commode to show that, hey, creative thinking. And I'll be very bold to show that in front of the audience as well, because this is my childhood memory. This is me. That's the whole power of visual vocabulary, that you can show your own stuff. Don't be pressured to align with the best possible metaphor of an idea. You don't need to do that. I hope it helps.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. And one more question was, is there any way to, so generally whenever I write, at places you have to write also, right? So the captions and everything. So is there a better way to do it? What's the right way? Or maybe just some ideas?
One of the biggest rule is do not write in cursive handwriting. That's it. If you can do that, every writing is best. After that, of course, you need to know a little bit of visual hierarchy, the font size and all those things. But the bottom line is that don't write in cursive handwriting. Sketchnote is not about cursive handwriting. Yeah?
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Kapil will be showing us one more cool stuff in which he is able to make stickers and emojis out of his drawings, and he uses it in his WhatsApp as well. Kapil will show us. Before that, Kapil, I'm sharing my screen for 2 minutes. So people who are new to this, and also people who have already attended level 1 or level 2 workshop, can give it a try here. So go on VisualThinkingSchool.eu/trainings, because we are starting a lot of trainings in coming days, and the first one is going to start this Wednesday. So here you can see we have drafted these trainings, the L1 Visual Drawing Online Masterclass, which means the basics of drawing. So what Kapil is covering as in the form of metaphors, that will be covered. Then comes the Sketchnote part. I'm just opening it one by one, so you can see you can choose to do these trainings, and because these are live trainings, so the dates have to be fixed. Later on, I'll be drafting courses also on this. So this is the level 1 training in which you will learn how to make presentations. You can check the details in the training page. I'm sharing the training page link with you all in Zoom. So you can check quickly. I'm sharing it. Trainings. This is the second level in which you go to the second level in the form of business sketch notes, what Kapil was doing right now. So collating all his metaphors and making it in the form of a sketch note. And that will be on 20 and 21st of March. And the third stage is when you can make business stories as well. Now, this is the third level. I see that most of you who are in the WhatsApp group are on this level, level 1 and level 2. But this is the third level, which is the business storytelling, in which your drawings are not just visual organizers, but they have a story in this. This has a lot to do with other concepts, but yeah, these are the 3 trainings. And once you do these trainings, you will also be eligible to complete the whole graphic facilitation. Now, graphic facilitation is the level in which you become a trainer or a coach or a manager, in which you also conduct sessions with your team members visually. Graphic facilitation, in which, let's say you are running a 6 thinking hat brainstorming session. Can you do it visually or graphically? You can check the program in detail. I just wanted to show you these layers in which we have launched the program. Kapil, you can share your screen again and tell us how are you creating these stickers on your WhatsApp? Let's see, that will be something new, right? So what I mean by emojis, let's say you are chatting with someone and you want to show smiling face. So generally we use the WhatsApp emojis of a smiling face, right? What if your own drawings can become these emojis? Let's see what Kapil is doing for that.
Okay, I am on my phone right now. Unfortunately, this happens only with
on phone.
iPhones.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got, so you need to catch hold, or you need to pick up an iPhone, you need to catch hold of somebody who has an iPhone. So simply, let's say you are, so it has to be drawn. Of course, it has to be. So this is, as I said, this is the folder that I'm talking about.
I think your iPhone is syncing with your iPad. Am I right?
Yes.
So that's
But
one thing. If that's not the case, then you can WhatsApp one of the Sketchnote to your own WhatsApp. So you have, and then download it on your phone. So basically you need the drawing on your phone gallery.
True. So assuming this is something that I want to pick up, this guy here, and I'll just click on this. So yes, I have this.
How do you have this? Sorry.
So if you just click on that image, so iPhone has this cool new feature. You can just pull out a subject this way.
So long press. Basically, it's a long press.
Yeah.
Right? We have to long press and then it picks out the object. Okay.
Correct. So still some bugs here, like you see the white area between the hand and the head is already also there, but it's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. So as soon as I select this, it's asking me an option for add sticker.
Wow.
That's about it.
That's it. And now try to put this sticker on the WhatsApp group, let's say. If you can show us how to import this in the WhatsApp group.
That's simple. I'll just, first of all, Prakash and Sneha, thank you so much. Prakash, this is beautiful that he has done. Yeah. So here, let's say I want to put this. It's already here. It's already here in my library, and that's it. So of course, I didn't make this to make it a sticker, but if I want to do this, I will make it in a better way, and I will make it a little larger. So and I will ensure that there are no white spaces and there is no color between the areas here. So so once you want to make it to make sure that if you want to make it a sticker, you can make it accordingly.
And I saw that in this sticker there was also a direction board. Is it possible to include that as well or not?
Should be.
Can we select multiple pictures? No, but can we select both together?
No, it has to be connected. If it is connected
as in touching each other.
So it should be touching each other like a vector. If it is touching each other, it will take it.
Okay. So
for example, this.
Try this. What happens?
So it's too many images, then it might not take.
Yeah. So it has to be single.
Yeah.
So music, I think music can be, but yeah.
It's too small, probably.
Oh, you have to zoom it, okay?
No.
And maybe you have to take a screenshot of the zoom, is it?
Possible, but yeah, this is still. I have not tried it with multiple images, but a single image, it was easily, it was possible to do it.
Okay. I think soon there might be, it might give you opportunity to select multiple images.
For pictures, it is happening. For pictures, it is probably iOS is still trying to identify this as an image.
And just to add to, so because the head is not connected to the.
Head is not connected.
So once you do this, you get an idea that how iPhone is picking this up, and then you can draw it to make it actually like a sticker. By the way, these features are also in the high-end Samsung phones. My friend uses this. So the high-end Samsung phone also have this feature. This feature. Try to long press your image, and this becomes a sticker. By the way, folks, this is also available in your Instagram. You would like to open your Instagram? I don't know. I should not ask you, but if you are comfortable, I can show.
I can do that.
Okay, so now go on story, add something on the story.
I'll just go to my this is my safe one. It has only
Yeah.
doodles. Yeah,
So
that's
try to click on plus on your DP,
okay.
and then click on story.
Okay.
And now let's say pick up one of any of your drawing stickers, uh, or you can pick any of your normal pictures as well.
Okay. Let's see. I'll pick up.
Let's say your kid's picture, any.
Okay, we'll pick this one for now.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like it, by the way.
And now go on the third icon, which is of the emoji icon
This one?
beside
Sorry.
beside AA,
Yeah.
and search. Yeah, cutout. See cutout. No. Yeah, there is cutout stickers. So create a sticker. So yeah, pick up any image. And now creating a sticker. So naturally it will create a sticker. You cannot choose. So
Okay.
this has become a sticker. Now click on use sticker. So now I don't know why did I ask you to upload the other one, but that's
Okay.
okay. This has become a sticker. So this can also be your, now what you can do is, this is fantastic when you have, let's say your daughter's picture is here, and now you can draw around it as well. So let's close this one, close this story once. Yeah, discard it. It's okay. Now close. Wait. What you can do is click on camera. Not camera. Yeah, and now click on A. Click on A. A means
On?
the writing one. On the left hand side, you can see A. On the left.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So now it has given you a blank screen. Correct. And now click on emoji option and then cutout. Your cutout is already here.
Okay.
Right. And now click on the three dots on the top on the right hand and then draw. And now, yeah, reduce the tip size by the reduce the, yeah, this one. And now you can see you can draw around it. So try to draw anything. So this becomes a drawing plus a real image, which actually captures a lot of attention. So this way you can include your real drawings, real pictures, plus your drawings around it. That's a
Okay.
little bit of Instagramming.
Nice.
Cool, folks. So yeah, this was 1 hour of free session again with Kapil. Kapil, thank you so much. It was a value added session. I learned so much around it. And again, I want to remind you, do the video thing as well. Download your video from Procreate, upload it in iMovie, and then voice over yourself. You can also do it. I could have also shown it on your Instagram how you can voice over, but that's okay. It's pretty simple. You click on the reels and then upload your whiteboarded video, and then you will see an option voiceover. So you can just click it. As the movie is progressing, you can speak on it. That becomes a little easier because of course when you are drawing it live and on Instagram, it's always a goldfish kind of a time span. You have to explain things in, let's say, 40 seconds. What you have done, it will take around 10 to 15 minutes to explain the whole concept because you're drawing parallelly. But on Instagram, people don't have that much time. So you have to explain things in 45 seconds or something. Then the time lapse video and the voiceover around on it helps. I can see Lavanya also there right now on the call. Lavanya, you make a lot of sketch notes. You can also do the same thing. Give it a try on Procreate, and then the auto time lapse video is created, and that can be used as a reel or a YouTube video. Yeah. Okay. Any more last minute questions? Or we can. I will be sharing the recording on the on YouTube as well. Yeah, that it was a very good session. Solomon is saying so. Okay, no more questions. So thank you so much, Kapil. Again, we will have some random session or like this. I'll be calling one of you from the community, and let's see. What's your YouTube channel's name? Ah, nice. So let me share the YouTube channel as well. Give me 1 second. I'll share the link directly. Where is the link? Oh, yeah, I already know it. It's pretty simple. View VisualThinkingSchool.eu/YT. So I'm sharing it here. VisualThinkingSchool.eu/YT. That's our YouTube channel. YouTube, and Instagram, someone is asking, is VisualThinking_school. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kapil, again, and thank you everyone for
Thank you so
joining
much.
on Sunday morning. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Great session. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you, Kapil.
Most welcome.
Signing off.